Martin?
The NJIT women's basketball team got their first win of the season in heroic fashion last night in Newark. Entering the game 0-10, the Highlanders started quickly behind number 22, Tatiana Torres, who led the way, scoring a career-high 27 points and helping out her teammates with assists all night. The three ball was big for the Highlanders, as was a big physical presence inside. St. Joseph's College could just not keep up with the faster Highlanders. The squad scored the most points in school history, en route to winning 106-42. Their next game is Saturday at home against Ryder. Jets quarterback Josh McCown broke his hand Sunday and announced yesterday that he would be out for the year.
It's been the best because of the group of men in the locker room. And I'm just proud to be part of it. So thankful they let me be part of this team.
Bryce Petty will take over quarterback duties from here on out. Devils practiced yesterday as they look to get back to their winning ways after losing 3 of their last 4. They face the Kings tonight at the Prudential Center. Corey Schneider gave up 5 goals in his last outing Friday night against the Blue Jackets. The Devils will certainly need a better game from him if they hope to have any chance of winning. I'm Martin Mihaly here at NJIT after the women's basketball team got the victory over St. Joseph's. They absolutely demolished them 106-42. Tatiana Torres led the way with 27 points. I'm Martin Mihaly signing out. Welcome guys to this sports update. I'm Martin Mihaly. Joining me is Dan Frost. We're going to get into some high school football, but first let's start with some preseason basketball. NBA fans might not like the preseason because there's a lot of sloppy basketball. However, it's a chance for fans to see new players on their favorite teams. D'Angelo Russell made his debut in front of the Brooklyn Nets fans against the Miami Heat. And here is Russell with taking a little screen from Jared Allen. He's going to drop off a nice little pass to Allen, but Allen's unable to finish. Later on, D-Lo, as is his nickname, takes the screen from Timothy Mozgov and gets a little floater in the lane. Nice little 2 points there. And Russell shows off his passing ability and finds a cutting Damari Carroll for a layup. And finally, Russell tries to connect with Mozgov on an alley-oop, but instead gets an easy bucket for himself. Russell finished with 9 points, and the Nets win 107-88. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I'm Martin Mihaly. This is Dan Frost. We'll be back with you guys next week. How's it going, guys? I'm Martin Mihaly here with Kane wide receiver Ben Guarino. Ben, you were a walk-on your freshman year. Tell me what that experience was like for you.
Well, it was kind of tough because not playing football in high school or anything like that was it was a new experience for me because I didn't know like how to run plays or certain routes and stuff like that. So it was definitely hard. Spring ball wasn't easy. It's a lot of early morning stuff where we have to be in this gym actually at 6 in the morning and then on the field at 5 in the morning. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you always have to prove yourself?
Yeah, it's every day. Our coach says it's a one-day contract basically. So what that means is, if you do good one day, you're gonna have to do better the next day. So it's always a process of getting better.
Was this what you expected? Like, did you think that there would be that it would be something different, or maybe easier or harder? Did you think it would be as tough on you in terms of your schedule?
I thought it would be what it is. Honestly, I knew what I was signing up for, as far as how hard it would be, or what the workload was going to be like. So I know what I signed up for. I was expecting this. It's pretty hard. It's hard to deal with.
It's a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
It's like a full-time job.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Martin Mihaly. Thank you to my guest, Ben Guarino. I'll be back with you guys next time. It's been an up and down tenure for Terry Collins as the Mets manager. 2 years ago, they went on a magical run to the World Series, losing to the Royals in 5 games. Since then, it's been downhill, losing in the wild card game last year and finishing a disappointing 70-92 this season. On Sunday, Collins decided to resign after 7 seasons as the Mets manager. Sunday's game against the Phillies was his last. And to Philly we go. Here's Collins looking on as the Mets take on the Phillies in his final game with the team. And we go to the bottom of the fourth, no score, 2 men on. Michael Franco with a 3-run shot, Instagram flexing off of Chris Flexen, the Mets pitcher, to give the Phillies a 3-0 lead. Bottom eighth now, Nick Williams with a shot to deep center. Williams showing off his speed as he starts rounding the bases. It ends up being a 3-run inside the park home run, making it 11-0 Phillies. Fitting that this is how the Mets season ends, by giving up a inside the park home run. And here you have Mets fans showing their support for Collins in his last game. Final score 11-0 Phillies. That someone doesn't agree with, the response is sometimes you don't know what you're talking about. Just stick to sports. Why should athletes just stick to sports? People like LeBron James and Steph Curry are not politicians, and you're probably not either. Yet you too make political statements that not everyone agrees with. Just because they're athletes doesn't mean they don't pay as much or more attention to politics than we do. Are you afraid that these athletes could convince some of their massive following? Well, it's called freedom of speech. You're entitled to it, and so are they.